Everyone learns to respect plants because we know that plants and nature provide life, and without those plants, there will be no future for the generations that come after us. Because we know that deforestation is a disaster that turns the land into a desert where no one will be able to live. The government of the Federal Republic of Germany and the governments of the Dominican Republic and Haiti present Libón Verde, Changes of Daily Life in Haiti, the experience in the community of La Miel, municipality of Cerca la Source. The border between the Dominican Republic and Haiti is characterized by decreasing forest cover, causing erosion. The loss of fertile soils threatens the conditions and life prospects of the poor sectors of the population. Natural factors such as rain, strong winds, hurricanes, and extensive droughts cause soil erosion and rapid deterioration of the watershed. In recent years, the impacts of these phenomena tend to be higher than in the past as a result of worldwide climate change. Human beings also produce imbalances in watersheds. The search for quick income, deforestation, and unsustainable methods of production are the causes of this negative impact on the environment. The increasing poverty of the population and lack of alternative income increases the pressure on natural resources. Before, we only ate rice and beans, because that's what we had in the community. Those legume plants didn't exist, and neither did the farming fish or guinea fowls. Those green fields exist now, because before we used to burn the land, which we do not do anymore. And that is why there are many more plants and the land is better protected. Before, Dominicans sold us everything or we bought it elsewhere, but now we do it ourselves. We have it in our own home. Everything we need we get here. Before, we planted beans, but sometimes when things get difficult, we've had trouble planting because we didn't have sufficient capacity to plant. Here we have suffered a lot. There was nothing as legumes, vegetables, and water. Thanks to GIZ, who brought these projects over, we can eat better. Things like legumes, tomatoes, beets, parsley. We eat healthier, so we develop better. Libón Verde seeks, from its beginning, that the population retakes control of their environment and their lives, and assumes the restoration of the watershed in a conscious and responsible way. All that man has destroyed can also be recovered.
Travail, travail, nappe, travail, pays à bâti. Travail, travail, nappe, travail, pays à bâti. Travail, travail, nappe, travail. Travail, travail, nappe, travail, pays à bâti. Travail, travail, nappe, travail, pays à bâti. Travail, travail, nappe, travail, pays à bâti. Travail, travail, nappe, travail, pays à bâti.
With the help of organizations like the Association for Local Development of La Miel, the Solidary Savings and Credit Cooperative of Tiroli, and cooperation of local authorities of Tiroli and La Miel, the German cooperation, through GIZ, implements bioengineering works to recover degraded areas and prevent and reduce erosion. With the reforestation of hillsides and mountains, the infiltration ditches, dams, and live plant barriers, the process of rainwater infiltration in the heart of the watershed has begun. This way, water is gradually stored in the subsoil of the watershed, and the natural basis for life is regenerated. Water accumulates from the dams and is stored through reservoirs. It is then transferred by gravity to irrigate the cultivated areas. While this year in other regions of Latin America and the Caribbean communities have suffered huge losses because of droughts and lack of water, the population of the community of La Miel produces food year-round. In this way, communities improve their ability to adapt to the effects of climate change, ensuring their food supply and income, looking towards the future with hope. The basis of this whole process is the strengthening of community work and solidarity, which is part of the cultural tradition of Haitian communities. But let's allow the population itself to tell us how they see their lives now, after 2 years of hard work. We are not the same. Now it is much better, since we have vegetables inside the house. Things we had not seen before now help us raise our children. Well, we used to work hard all the time in vain. Now with the knowledge that the project gives us, procedures are not the same. We work with more professionalism, and work yields more rewards now, so we benefit more from the project. Yes, there is a big change. Before, we didn't have these improvements. Now people have fruits and vegetables to eat, also fish and goats. It's a big change. Thanks to the project, people lend money to create small businesses in order to make a living, pay tuition, and address some needs. Well, let me tell you, for us, there was no hope before. Before, we couldn't enjoy such a project, but today we can feel a change in our lives through these efforts that allow our development. Life was more difficult because we had no means of work. We pay school tuition for our children with the money we make by trading our products. We create other activities and likewise pay for school, because before, children were often obliged to leave school after 6th grade. But now we can help them until they get to college. This project is a relief. The country didn't have any trees left, and now they are planting trees. They are planting many fruit trees like mango, lemon, orange, and many varieties of plants. There is great benefit in building dams because that prevents the loss of fertile soil. If there is no soil erosion, crops at low elevations are protected. This reservoir holds plenty of water and serves as a source to water crops that are below, while the new vegetation that grows covers the land and improves the quality of the soil to produce more food. Now the community is more respected thanks to these efforts, because since the German cooperation and GIZ reached the area, we started making channels and reservoirs. So farmers are happy because their land suffered a lot due to the erosion. And that's already a thing of the past. Thanks to these natural filtrations and channels, the land is better protected. The longer the project continues, the better it is for us. Because we went through tough times without work, now one finds work. Working the land is good. Sometimes planting like this is good, because even if we are not rich, we use what we plant to eat. We sell it and eat it. Before, when a salad was needed for an event, we had to buy it. But now we have it at home. If you need it, you only have to prepare and organize it with all the kids at the table without any problem. When we sell, we save the money to buy things that we will need in the future. We work together, harvest together, and sell together. Also, there are many things we didn't have, and through this system, we receive water by an irrigation system. Before, we planted only during rainy season, but with this whole system, we plant without stopping. Rain or not, we always continue working, always planting and harvesting. The beginning of the project was somewhat difficult because changing a person's behavior is difficult. When we arrived, we started planting trees. Many appreciated the initiative, while others did not, because they said they didn't have sufficient land, and what little they have, they could not use to plant trees, because then they wouldn't have a place to live and cultivate. When we started to raise awareness, talking to them and making them understand the importance of trees, and when they saw that those around them agreed to plant trees, and also saw the ones growing where we started to plant, then they acknowledged the importance and started planting on their own. Well, what happens is that before, many years ago, the country was covered with trees, but there came a time when we ran out of forests. Everyone is to blame for this. Now, we realize that in order to survive, we must respect the trees. And that's why I'm so interested, since I have worked with other associations of this sort. Because it's the environment we want to restore with forests. Because if there are no trees, there is no life. Because it is the trees that give water. I plant trees for the generations to come. Because we are living off of what we found here. So we have to leave something for those coming next. And keep up the same pace so they can progress.